Ah, I love those mandolins. Welcome to the mandolin world, and this is Mia's world, and this is City World Radio Network. It's a rather chilly, cold Tuesday evening, February 26th, 2019, and that was in honor of my mom. This whole show, I have no live guest, but I have a spiritual guest, I guess you'd say. My mom. It's a tribute to my mother, Anne O. Berman, who died 11 years ago today, February 26th, 2008. She played the mandolin, so we're playing musical pieces and selections inspired by my mother, things she loved, things she played. So in honor of her, Anne Berman, love her very much, and she inspired me with music. She loved the ocean. She loved the wind. She used to say, I love to watch the wind. So I got my love of nature from her and many, many other things. A wonderful very common sense person, very down to earth, very pragmatic, but also creative. She sewed, she embroidered. She loved to listen to my dad play jazz piano. She just had a love of life and a zest of life and a sort of intuitive wisdom that was really lovely. So, Anne Berman, here's to you. And here's to Jade Zabrich, my wonderful engineer who's a singer-songwriter. What are you doing in terms of performance? Anything? South by Southwest. Fantastic. When is that? Here comes Jade on the mic.
Yeah. I'm going for March 8th to the 19th.
Fantastic.
So
Are you playing?
I actually am. I'm really excited. We were just going to go hang out there. A couple of friends of mine, we're going to rent a
B&B,
Airbnb at a house.
Great.
It's going to be awesome.
Fantastic. Jade Zabrich. All righty. Also, another announcement before I tell you what we played. This Saturday, March 2nd at 5 p.m., there's a really wonderful concert at the Cultural Services of the French Embassy at 972 Fifth Avenue, sponsored by Entraide Française, New York City. It's a concert of young artists, and the mission of that organization is to provide support to French-American families who are facing serious problems. It's a spring young talent concert, and there will be selections by Debussy, Glière, Saint-Saëns. One of my friends, Virgil Butelis Taft, violinist, is playing, amongst some other wonderful young artists. So that's March 2nd, this Saturday at 5 o'clock. Cultural Services of the French Embassy, 972 Fifth Avenue. A cocktail reception will follow, so check that out. Okay, now let's just talk about what we played. So most of you know that my medleys are based on who was born today, February 26th. This was sprinkled with a couple of other things, including my mom's inspirations. So here we go. The theme song, of course, every week I play the Stan Getz version of Moonlight in Vermont, one of my very favorite songs by Carl Susdorf. And the wonderful musician, arranger, and pianist Alan Broadbent taught us one day that the lyrics to Moonlight in Vermont are based on haiku. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, then we had, that was followed by Johnny Cash, the great Johnny Cash, whose birthday is February 26th, 1932, with his famous Boy Named Sue. Jade, I think we need a dance floor, because I want to dance to some of these things. We heard the beautiful Never Never Land from Peter Pan, the Jules Stein song. In 1955, Peter Pan with Mary Martin closed at the Winter Garden Theater after 149 performances, and that is a stunning piece of music. In a few weeks, I'm going to have Sandy Stewart, jazz singer, mother of Bill Charlap, the jazz pianist, and wife of the late Moose Charlap, Mark Moose Charlap, who composed many of the songs from Peter Pan, not Never Never Land, but Tender Shepherd and I Got a Crow and many other things. So Peter Pan is on the brain. And growing up, my mom and dad and I and my sister, Judy, we used to watch Peter Pan with Mary Martin. It's still such a classic. Memory is sharp in our brains. Then we heard Michel Legrand's Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Michel Legrand, born February 24th, a wonderful jazz musician and pianist. And that movie was a favorite in the Berman family with Catherine Deneuve. That was Ne me quitte pas from Les Parapluies de Cherbourg. Then we heard the great Michael Jackson's Billie Jean from the Thriller album, which in 1983 went number one and stayed number one for 37 weeks. Michael Jackson, Thriller. album. Then Antoine Fats Domino, the American rhythm and blues star of the early rock and roll era, born February 26, 1928. That was his Blue Monday. It could be a Blue Tuesday, but music helps us heal and uplifts us, so we played Blue Monday. Then Lazar Berman. I'm not related, even though this is Mia Berman, but my namesake, Lazar Berman, great Russian pianist. He was born February 26, 1930. And that was Scriabin's Etude in B-flat minor, Opus 8, number 11. He took third place in Budapest in 1956. Okay, then we heard the singer Erykah Badu, born February 26, 1971, with Honey, followed by the soprano Emma Kirkby, born February 26, 1949, born in Surrey, England, with Henry Purcell's Evening Hymn. I just adore Henry Purcell. Natalia Lafourcade, the Mexican singer, born February 26, 1984, with Tu se sabes quererme. And Jade tells me that we think that means you know that you love me. Sounds right. We needed castanets and a dance floor, or we could have gotten on the tables. And then the great singer Corinne Bailey Rae with Green Aphrodisiac. Gorgeous, lush song, born February 26, 1979. Then William Frawley, who played Fred Mertz on I Love Lucy. Remember Lucy, Ethel, Ricky, and Fred. He played Fred Mertz, born February 26, 1887. That's hard to believe. That was I know, because he was old on I Love Lucy, so he died, I believe, in the 1950s. Is that right? 60s. Yeah, 60s. Well, we got to get fact checked. Composed by Elliot Daniel. That was the theme song from I Love Lucy. Remember staying home sick and watching I Love Lucy? Then the great Nina Simone, born February 21st, 1933, with Feeling Good. And then another great theme song from Jackie Gleason's Jackie Gleason Show, which we used to watch every Saturday night when my parents would go out on. We'd have the babysitter and we watch the Jackie Gleason Show. February 26th, born 1916, born in Brooklyn, New York. Go Brooklyn. And then the great saxophonist Dexter Gordon with Misty by Errol Garner, a gorgeous tune, born February 27th, not 26th, but very close. And then finally we heard the Neapolitan songs Tarantella Napolitana, because my mother and grandmother played mandolin. That was mandolin maestro Antonio Calzolaro and guitarist Francesco Polito. Okay, so now just a couple of other announcements. A couple of other birthdays today, non-musicians. Tony Randall, born Leonard Rosenberg, born famous for Odd Couple, played Felix, born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, born February 26, 1920. Levi Strauss, the clothing designer, famous for the jeans, born February 26, 1829. William Buffalo Bill Cody, the Wild West hunter and showman, was born in Iowa in 1846 on February 26th. And finally, remember Rice Krispies? Well, John Harvey Kellogg, 1852, February 26th. He was a surgeon, and he was also, I think, a scientist, and he inspired the flaked cereal industry. John Harvey Kellogg. Today's holidays, February 26th, Carousel Day. I love the carousel, so today's my day. For Pete's Sake Day, we could say that pretty much any day. Levi Strauss Day, National Personal Chef Day, National Pistachio Day, Thermos Bottle Day, World Spay Day, and Tell a Fairy Tale Day. Do you have a favorite fairy tale, Jade? Not really. I kind of like Cinderella, but you know. We all have our favorites. February 26th in history, Franz Schubert's Symphony No. 4, The Tragic, premiered February 26th, 1869. In 1935, radar, radio detection and ranging, was first demonstrated by Robert Watson Watt. February 26th, 1917, the first jazz records were recorded. That's interesting. Dixie Jazz Band One Step and Livery Stable Blues by the original Dixieland Jazz Band for the Victor Talking Machine Company. Also in 1917, February 26th, the Russian February Revolution, Tsar Nicholas II ordered the army to quell civil unrest in Petrograd and the army mutinies. Shades of things to come. February 26th, 1923, Italian nationalists and fascists merged, the blue shirts and the black shirts. Feb 26, 1929, President Calvin Coolidge established Grand Teton National Park, which is a gorgeous national park if you've ever been there. It's absolutely wonderful. I went with my parents, and it was stunning. February 26, 1930, the first red and green traffic lights were installed in Manhattan. Aha! In 1941, Cowboys Amateur Association of America was organized. In 1952, Prime Minister Winston Churchill announced that Britain has its own atomic bomb. In 1955, as we mentioned, Peter Pan closed on Broadway at the Winter Garden Theater. In 1960, actress Vera Miles starred in the famous Mirror Image episode of the classic CBS TV series Twilight Zone. In 1971, February 26th, Secretary General U Thant signed the UN proclamation of the vernal equinox as Earth Day. In 1973, Triple Crown Horse Secretariat was bought for a record $5.7 million. In 1983, Michael Jackson's Thriller album went number 1. And in 1998, there was a total solar eclipse in Venezuela, the Pacific Ocean. And now for a lighter look at the news. Instead of the gloom of the week, we go into my rhyming wrap-up of the news. And here we go. The Oscars, the talk of the town. Just who was wearing whose gown? From cash to couture, so much allure. The theme was the royal crown. With the opening number with Queen, it was quite an awards show scene. The SNL gals, 3 comic pals, tried more savvy, less mean. Lady Gaga in Tiffany Grace, she'd pull off corduroy or lace. Glenn Close didn't win, but maintained a suave grin. Spike Lee had no egg on his face. Despite the no-host plot, the carpet was red and so hot, with Gaga and Coop closing the loop, coming close to tying the knot. The Star is Born duet was the best performance yet. Sleek and stunning, the duo cunning, as good as it could get. That Bradley knows his stuff, rehearsed and off the cuff, a standing ovation, a Gaga sensation. To follow that, pretty rough. Alfonso Cuarón was elated, thanking Mexico. Was it fated? His feature, Roma, received the diploma. Seems in Hollywood the wall is hated. Trump's headed to Vietnam. It's as though he were going to prom. He's got a date with Korea's fate. Kim Jong-un, stay calm. Will the Donald steer the wheel? Will the news be fake or real? Will Korea agree, seriously, to a denuclearization deal? The very same week, we've got some hearings bleak, with Michael Cohen going it alone to testify and tweak his testimony in court while we await the Mueller report. Venezuela, we think, is on the brink of a revolution of sort. It's Tell a Fairy Tale Day, so let Cinderella play. Where's the glass slipper? Is the prince a good tipper? Now where is my Chardonnay? Well, we add a little bit of fun and sparkle to the usually gray gloom of the news on Mia's World. This is City World Radio Network, and this is Mia's World. And tonight is a tribute to my mother, Anne Hornback Berman, who died 11 years ago today, February 26, 2008. It's funny, she loved the wind, and yesterday was the most windy, crazy day. Jade, I don't know where you were, but it was wild out there. It was like the Wild West running down the street. I was at the Hudson River. My hair was like alfalfa. Okay, so we're going to play a few tunes that sort of in honor of my mom. She spoke Yiddish. I understood just a little bit. She started teaching me how to write and read, and all I remember is Die Lehrer lernt in die Lehrer. The teacher taught in the schoolroom, or I think something about reading and teaching. I got to go back to I still have the notebook where I wrote it out. So here, the first thing we're going to play is Jake Ehrenreich, a beautiful singer and beautiful person who has his own cable show on JBS, Jewish Broadcasting Network. Has a CD called Yiddish Unplugged. I believe it's a tribute to his own father. And on cut number 6 is Tumbalalaika, which we used to hear when I was young. Words and music by Abe Bitter. It's a boy wonders how to ask a girl for a date without embarrassing another. Young girl, can you tell me what grows without rain, what burns without end, and what cries without tears? She answers, silly boy, a stone can grow without rain, love can burn without end, and a heart can cry without tears. This was an extremely popular folk song, and Jake said that his fondest recollections were of his father singing this song at his wedding. So here is Tumbalalaika, Jake Ehrenreich singing.
Whoa, whoa. Steht und tracht und Tracht da ganze Nacht. Weinen zu nehmen und nicht verschämen, weinen zu nehmen und nicht verschämen. Tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, laika, spiel balalaika, tumbala, laika, fröhlich so sein. Whoa, whoa. Bei dir fragen, wo's kann wachsen und regen, wo's kann brennen und nicht aufhören, wo's kann bänken, weinen und drehen. Tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, laika, spiel balalaika, tumbala, laika, fröhlich so sein. Was darfst du fragen? Ein Stein kann wachsen und regen. Liebe kann brennen und nicht aufhören. Ein Herz kann bänken, weinen und drehen. Tumbala, 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 laika. Tumbala, 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 laika. Tumbala, laika, spiel balalaika. Tumbala, laika, fröhlich so sein.
Jake Ehrenreich singing Tumbala Laika, words and music by A. Bitter, beautiful Yiddish tune. And Mom, I loved when you played that, and we were all dancing around the table. Okay. The next tune, we all loved in my family growing up. We used to play a lot of musical records, 33 LPs. We've still got the cabinet filled with those records, and one of those musicals that we used to play was from Carnival. Music and lyrics by Bob Merrill and Jules Stein. And the singer was Anna Maria Alberghetti. Just a gorgeous, precious little musical, Carnival, and lots of tunes. My sister and I would play duets. She would play piano and I would sing. And this is one of my favorites, and my mom loved it too. It was called Mira. I come from the town of Mira, from Carnival.
I came on two buses and a train. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Two buses and a train. Would you believe that this is the first I've traveled? I come from a town, the kind of town where you live in a house till the house falls down. But if it stands up, you stay there. It's funny, but that's their way there. I come from the town of Mira, beyond the bridges of St. Clair. I guess you've never heard of Mira. It's very small, but still it's there. They have the very greenest trees and skies as bright as flame. But what I like the best in Mira is everybody knew my name. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Everybody knew my I want to have a chair that knows me and walk a street that knows my feet. I'm very far from Mirror now, and there's no turning back. I have to find a place, I've got to find a place where everything can be the same. A street that I can know and places I can go where everybody knows my name. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Everybody knew my name.
The song Mira from the Broadway musical Carnival, sung by the gorgeous voice of Anna Maria Alberghetti, music and lyrics by Bob Merrill. Next, this is a tune from a CD called In Love and in Struggle, the musical legacy of the Jewish Labor Bund, featuring Zalman Blotek, Adrienne Cooper, Dan Rouse with the New Yiddish Chorale and the Workmen's Circle Chorus. And my mom was a big labor supporter, always for the Jewish labor movement and the workers and Workmen's Circle. We once went up to Sylvan Lake, right on the it's right upstate, and she said, gee, this looks familiar. And she had been to a Workmen's Circle camp right across the lake, and she remembered this many, many years later. Now, this is a song called The Jewish Blacksmiths, and it's a text by Moshe Broderson and music by David Biegelman. Yidden Schmidden celebrates the robust image of the Jewish blacksmith hard at work at his forge. David Biegelman was a well-known composer for the Yiddish theater in the Polish manufacturing center of Lutz between the two world wars. From the notes on the CD, he continued his musical activity while imprisoned in the Lutz ghetto after the Nazi invasion and was killed in 1944 during the liquidation. Playwright and producer Moshe Broderson survived in the Soviet Union, where, like many other Yiddish writers, he was deported to the labor camps in Siberia. So this is Yidden Schmidden. This is cut number 4, Jade, and it's Jewish Blacksmiths.
Jeden Schmieden singen, singen ist der Eker, klingen Eisens klingen, spritzen Funken Steker. Wohl dem Schmieder, wohl es ihm ohne Gott, seine Stoll und eisene Glieder zinden und im Boot. Menschen, nebach, blinde, in der Finster tappen, darf men sei a Zinder, hot gewiss, zu klappen, Zar und Zorn glehen, darf gefrei sein, darf man immer schmieden, schwer bei Wacker Eisen, Zorn glehen, darf gefrei sein, darf man immer schmieden, schwer bei Wacker Eisen, dem Schmieder, voll ist ihm und Gott, seine Stoll und eisene Glieder zinden und im Mond. Voll dem Schmieder, voll ist ihm und Gott, seine Stoll und Glieder finden und im Mund.
Wow, you can hear the struggle in those voices. In Love and in Struggle, the musical legacy of the Jewish Labor Bund, Jewish blacksmiths, Yidden Schmidden. Jews are forging, singing. Singing is the most important thing. Irons ring, sparks fly. Hey, hey, the blacksmith is happy. Things are going well for him. His steel and iron limbs kindle our courage. Blind men, poor souls, grope in the dark, so we must now shoe them. Grief and rage glow, seeking to be free, so we must turn our swords into plowshares. And Mom, Ann Berman, very big on the working class and the laborer. So here's to you, Mom. Okay, now we turn to something a little bit more upbeat, and this is a colleague and a friend, Luis Simas, Brazilian musician, with You Never Know from his CD Recipe for Rhythm.
In any season, you never know until it happens. I once believed that anyone who made my heart beat fast could take away the lonely part of me. Too many faceless lovers disappeared into the past, warning me to wait for something that will last. I don't know why, but somehow I believe that love will find me. So day by day I make my way without her. I'll play it smart and still my heart till destiny has found me. Wrap her love all around me. 10 feet off of the ground, we'll fly, and I still won't understand it or know why. When I never even planned it, I can't deny that it's crazy thinking love will come my way. But if I stop believing, I'll go crazy anyway. I'll wait, try hard to comprehend it, trusting fate to know just the time to send it. Yes, it's late, but I don't know how to end it. I can never let go, because you never know. Disappeared into the past, warning me to wait for something that will last. I don't know why, but somehow I believe that love will find me. So day by day I make my way without her. I'll play it smart and still my heart till destiny has found me. Wrapped her love all around me. 10 feet off of the ground, we'll fly, and I still won't understand it or know crazy thinking love would come my way. But if I stop believing, I'll go crazy anyway. I'll wait, try hard to comprehend it, trust in fate to know just the time to send it. Yes, it's late, but I don't know how to end it. I can never let go. I can never let go. I can never let go. Because you never know.
Love the sounds of Luis Simas, phenomenal Brazilian pianist. If you ever get a chance to hear him, go for it. Recipe for Rhythm is the CD, and You Never Know, which is the truth. So this is a tribute to my mom, Ann Berman. This is Mia's World. And next, another film we loved watching together. Still love this film with Leslie Caron, Hermione Gingold, and Louis Jourdain, Gigi. And this is Lerner and Lowe's, The Night They Invented Champagne. My mom loved champagne. So here's to you, Mom.
Than anybody in Paris. It'll be marvelous fun.
What time tomorrow will we get? Can I watch you play roulette? May I stay up late for supper? Is it awfully up?
Gee, you'll drive us wild. Stop, you silly child.
Is everybody celebrated, full of sin and dissipated? Is it hot enough to blister? Will I be your little sister?
Gigi, you are absurd. Now, not another word. Gigi.
Let her gush and jabber. Let her be enthused. I cannot remember when I've been overused. Oh!
Stop it!
They invented champagne, as plain as it can be. They thought of you and me. Not they invented champagne. They absolutely knew that all we'd want to do is fly to the sky on champagne and shout to everyone inside that since the world began, no woman or a man has ever been as happy as we are tonight.
Night they invented champagne. It's plain as it can be. They thought of you and me. Night they invented champagne. They absolutely knew that all we want to do is fly to the sky on champagne and shout to everyone inside that since the world began, no woman or a man has ever been as happy as we are tonight.
Have a glass of champagne and sip it and enjoy your life. That's in honor of my mom, Ann Berman, Gigi with Leslie Caron. And finally, Curtis Stigers, fantastic singer, and from his CD, Hooray for Love, Love is Here to Stay by Irish and George Gershwin. How can you go wrong?
Very clear. It's very clear. Our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. And
Mom, your love is here to stay forever. This is Mia with Mia's World. It's been a tribute to my mother, Anne Berman. And just enjoy life, celebrate the moments. And we're going to go out with one of my mom's favorite tunes, the Harold Arlen, Over the Rainbow, with the gorgeous Eva Cassidy singing. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Mom, for giving me the love of music and life. And thank you for listening. Mia from Mia's World. Have a great night.
That I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow skies, a blue wind, the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops, oh, way above the chimney tops, that's where dinner?
Sure. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
If anyone ever does, I want you to say, no, I have too much respect for my family and I don't want to get in trouble.
I promise, Grandma.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
Yo, what's going on? Y'all listening to Sky's Crescent Radio, and here's what's coming up. On the first Sunday of the month, we have the Poet Podcast with Dale Novella. On the second Sunday of the month, we have the Soul Tree Spotlight with Earlene Stephen. And we also have Keeping It Funky with Troy Weeks. On the third Sunday of the month, we have Boozy News with Supreme Bars. And on the fourth Sunday of the month, we have What's Really Good with Jeanette Berry and Clout Dealers with The Label Noir. And every Sunday at 7, we have Can We Not